think as many problems as you've had with Shanann, at the end of the day, she seemed like she was a pretty good mom, right?
I was a pretty good dad as well. You never really know a person until you don't know a person.
I worry that she doesn't have any of the issues she says she has. It causes me to believe that she's got a different issue completely.
What do you mean by that?
Like, it almost felt to me like every time a commercial came on TV, she had that disease.
Oh, okay.
You know, and doctors say I'm never going to have kids. And then you're on your third one. You know, but I'm pretty, I don't know, I'm weird about that stuff too. Like, I don't believe everybody has everything they say they have.
Yeah.
But for her to have everything, I don't think so. You know, it's...
I had that to show for it, you know. And then I met Chris. My health challenges happened. I was diagnosed with some health challenges, and then I met Chris. I met Chris because of those health challenges. My friend sent me a friend suggestion for him. It was actually his cousin's wife, and I deleted it. I was like, I'm not interested. I don't want to meet a guy. Bye-bye. So I deleted her friend's suggestion for him. I was diagnosed 2 months later, and I went through one of the, I would say, darkest times of my life because things just got scarier, worse. I thought my life was crumbling underneath me, and I didn't know which way to turn. I didn't have a lot of friends at the time because a lot of my friends, the friends I did have, I lost because they didn't understand that I looked perfectly fine, and I felt horribly inside. Horribly. I felt a lot of discomforts, a lot of aches, a lot of bad moods. I met a lot of friends online, and in the part where I gave up on everything, I quit my job. It was kind of temporarily, but kind of quit my job of 9 years. I just said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. You don't understand me. You don't understand what's going on in my life. And I quit. And I got a friend request from Chris. I was in a really, really, really bad place.
Before, it's kind of like I was the one, you know, trying to pursue, because like when me and Shanann met, it was like, you know, she was always like pushing me away, kind of like, you know. She was sick for a while, right? Oh yeah, she had just got diagnosed with lupus, and she was on like a bunch of different medications and stuff. And, it was like, I guess I was not her type. And you weren't her type? I wasn't her type, because like she told me like when she first, because we had met. She told you that? Yeah.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, it was like, you know, when we first met, like, it was at a movie theater. And my cousin's ex-wife set us up. Yeah, I was always pursuing her, and then just like finally I grew onto her. Like, you know, I would always like with her medications and stuff, I would always like, she had like 8 bottles of medications, so I would always get like her day and nights and kind of like put them all in that little, you know, flip open toolbox, you know, all that kind of stuff. And you know, I would always, you know, be around her. I even went to her colonoscopy, and she said after that she knew I was like kind of a keeper. It's like, you know, like, who goes to a colonoscopy after 3 months with somebody? Right.
It's a little soon.
Well, she asked if she needed that ride. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you want to go colonoscopy with me? I'm like, sure, why not? Like, I even sat with her while she drank that nasty stuff all day. Yeah.
Oh. Where she's in the bathroom
That's
all
a good
day?
test.
that clear stuff that doesn't really taste clear. Yeah, but yeah, it was. I mean, it felt like it was a great relationship. Everything was great.
And to show you Chris's text messages, I'll post them in the comments. Every 4 hours, he's sending me a message to take my medicine. I'm horrible about reminding myself to take something that I have to take throughout the day. So I don't have time for all of these programs. I have to take 2 before lunch, 2 after lunch.
Through, like, they say she was going through some hard times with her lupus, and he was there. And I mean, she couldn't talk more about him. She used to have migraines. She had lupus. She had migraines. She had fibromyalgia. She had all these diseases, and she said to us one time, she said, Mom and Dad, you know, my head was hurting me so bad that I fell asleep on his lap. He was rubbing my head, and he stayed there for hours with me. Didn't even move, didn't even bother to get up, just let me stay there, you know. So, I don't, you know, they met in North Carolina, and then they got married out there. And then they moved out here through one of her friends that said that the weather out here was better. She came out here to visit, and then they moved out here, which, of course, you know, we didn't like that.
Right.
It was so far away.
Right. So,
I've never met any of his oil field buddies at any party we've ever had with them, right? He was very cockroachish, for lack of better words, on that. If they went anywhere, it was her friends, it was her people, it was her friends that came over, it was her Thrive people that came over, it was her world that he was living in.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it worked, right? Everything worked. He is a hardworking kid. Anything she said to do, he would do it. 100% of the time. Hey, my parents are going to move out here. You're going to fly out to the East Coast, and you're driving the moving truck back, and they're going to fly home. He's like, I'm good with that. I'll drive the truck so they can fly home. They don't have to ride in the truck.
And long story short, I was diagnosed with health challenges in 2010, so about 6.5 years ago. And it was a really, it put me in a really, really bad place at the time. And at that time, I was in a bad place. And I was unhappy. I was not happy with myself. I didn't feel good about myself. I lost so many friends because no one understood the challenges that I was happening. I looked like this still, but my inside felt awful. Everything was just bad.
And I lost a lot of friends. I had people who I thought were my closest friends who didn't believe me, didn't believe I felt amazing, didn't believe I was struggling, didn't believe I was hurting. A lot of stress, you know, and all of that was going on in my life. And so at that same time, I was in this bad place. I met my Chris. I met my husband now.
To take. We took her to all kind of doctors when she was little, brain surgeons. We took her to everybody to find out why she kept having these problems, and nobody could find out.